Welcome everyone, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Our Darker Purpose. So this is kind of a combination of Binding of Isaac with some... what do you call that game? The game I played. Rogue Legacy. And there's a little bit of an RPG system as well. And I'm going to be playing it. Because why not? Before I start though, I'm going to go ahead and show off a few things to kind of explain a little bit of the mechanics of this game, because it's there's definitely similarities to Binding of Isaac, but there's definitely some differences. So let's go ahead and go to the upgrades. So just like in Binding of Isaac, it has an item log that keeps track of all the items you found. I think you can highlight them with your mouse. Yep, tells you all the stuff you can do. Stuff I've done, blah blah blah. The counselor is kind of a unique thing where you get these things called what are these things called? Credits. You get credits for completing stages, and the stages are slightly randomized to a point, but well, the stages themselves are generally randomized, but the map itself is kind of... actually, I think I said that wrong. The maps are like randomized, but the stages are kind of... no, actually no, it's all randomized. Screw it. Yeah, that word. Anyway. Every time you complete a stage, you'll get credits. You also get credits to doing certain achievements as well, and you can use some of those credits to buy things, like donate them to the council. And the more you donate, the more stuff you get. Like for example, I've gotten additional juice box capacity, an extra class period, additional chalk, and I unlocked a item. And it requires more and more as you continue. Now the class schedule. Now, this is kind of the Rogue Legacy part of the game, where as you do stuff, you'll unlock these new abilities called... I don't know what they're called. Can I not highlight them? Oh, I have to hit enter. There we go. What are these things called? Yeah, I guess you can call them classes, because they require periods to do them. But yeah, those periods that you get, those decide what things you can... oh, I have to use the arrows, apparently. Yeah, that's the annoying thing about this game. Sometimes the menus work with the mouse, but sometimes they don't. So that's why my mouse is always going to be on the screen. Anyway, so there's all these things you can unlock, and when you unlock them, you have to buy them first. So you have to first find them, and then use those credits that we have down there on the bottom left to buy them. Like for example, Shyness. It will increase your range of your attacks by 50% while you're standing still. And then you got things like Whispers, and there's also things that do things like start with more roll speed. I'll go over rolling soon. There's some that are just like pure, just like some of these are like, you know, percentage buffs, and then there's things that like you start out with 8 coins automatically, which is kind of interesting because it kind of changes your gameplay style. I know it's very annoying in Binding of Isaac to start with just 1 coin or 0 and not be able to do anything for the first couple of stages. What else we got? There's also line cutting, which allows you to just start with extra experience, or a large experience bonus. Blah blah blah. Yep, and some of them just influence the game itself. Like this one, hacking will actually increase the amount of stuff you can buy from vending machines. Vending machines are pretty much the merchants in this game. Okay, so that's pretty much it from this. How do I get out of this? There we go. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to options. I'm going to go ahead and delete my save file, because it's not, refusing to start from scratch will actually kind of limit you from some of the story stuff. This game actually has a lot of exposition, so if you don't like me reading, deal with it. So, let's go ahead and delete it. There we go. So let's make sure that worked. Yep. So now I have no credits. Council has given me nothing, and the class schedule is currently empty, and all my stuff has been resetted. There are 4 chapters in this game, and it's going to be very, very difficult to get through them. There's actually technically multiple endings in this game, very similar to the Binding of Isaac, though it's more of a kind of like a progression type thing. Like the first time you quote-unquote beat the game, you'll be just finishing chapter 1, and then you have to do it again to unlock more stuff, and then you'll continue onwards and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Start game. Now, I can actually move up this map. This is a school here, and it's a very, very tall school. And it says choose your path, but the first stage is always the same. You always start in the same room. but as we continue on, we will actually be able to choose our paths. But there's not really too much difference between them, so I will probably go ahead and just pick them myself and not let you guys pick. Anyway, the waking floors. Elderly Mr. L trusted 3 of his students most. Regan was pretty and all did as she told, for they sought her favor. Cornarel was strong and all did as she told, for they feared her power. The third, Cordy, was so shy that no one had ever heard her say a word. One day before Cordy's 9th birthday, Mr. L was summoned to the administrator's office. He left the 3 in control of the room. The charismatic children ran to Regan, the athletic to Cornarel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And the remainder drifted to Cordy. Regan's followers cackled as they joked and danced, Cornarels grunted as they sparred, and the quiet ones huddled closer to the corner, and Mr. L never came back. And Cordy saw Cornell and Regan signal each other, and then all the beautiful and powerful children attacked the quiet ones. The bookcases were pulled down and the desk tossed about, and all the quiet children killed. The victors poured out into the hallways delighted, for the teachers had vanished and the school was theirs. Except hidden beneath a fallen bookcase, Cordy was alive, and she had discovered how to speak. What an odd story. It ends quickly and badly, I'm sure. Let us begin. So, see some of the resemblance to Binding of Isaac. Now, while it does do kind of a similar room-based system, very similar to Legend of Zelda, the rooms in this game are actually not all square. As you can see, this one's actually more rectangular. So, and let's see, what buttons do I have? Okay, Q activates my juice box, which recovers a certain amount of my health. You can see in the bottom there, yeah, I got a heart there, a wooden heart for my health. Got 3 juice boxes. I have a special, which is my roll. Oh, sorry, not special, but it's my roll, which has a cooldown of 1 second. It's faster than your movement, and in some cases it might influence your stats, such as increasing your dodge, for example. The thing on the bottom right of the heart is my chalk, which is kind of like a bomb. What it does is that you throw a bunch of chalk around you and they turn into chalk clouds, and anyone in the chalk clouds will take damage. There will also be items that actually influence those chalk clouds to do various things like drain life or shoot out more bullets and other things. Alright, let us begin. Ouch, it's been a while since I played this. So very similar to Binding of Isaac, these shots will take account of your velocity. So if you're moving to the left, your shots will kind of go in a diagonal to the left. But for the most part, you can only shoot in the cardinal directions. And your shots have a certain amount of range and so forth. And you get to fight a bunch of weird things, like, I don't know, these guys. Actually, I cannot. Let's go ahead and change the sound real quick. It's a little loud. Okay. Resume. Also, there's a button. I don't remember what I'm supposed to press for it. There's a way to get to my... Nope, that's my map. It's a character? Yeah, there we go. So here you can look up my items, my perks, my lessons. Oh, that's what they're called. They're called lessons. You can see my health, my damage, my move speed, my experience. You do gain levels in this game. You got a light radius, a resistance. What resistance does is it's like a percent chance of reducing damage by like a lot, I think. That's generally the gist of it. Dodge gives you a chance to completely avoid an attack. Attack rates your attack speed, crit rates your critical chance, and then you have range, which decides your shot range. Up here is your amount of pennies, which can be used to buy things. Actually, I believe they're called tokens in this game. Alright, a lot of desk around here. And this is the vending machine. Let's go ahead and say hi to the vending machine. So, almost every vending machine you can buy juice boxes and well, pretty much any vending machine will have a few juice boxes for you to buy. As you can see down there, restores 20 health. The next child who says that we use juice boxes manipulatively will not receive a juice box. Then we got things like disquieting draught, which actually increase the amount of health you restore with juice boxes. I believe it does 5 per. Alright, empowers juice box. Disquieting draught. Please do not consume chemicals that would interfere with student maintenance and task. Then you got the gold star, plus 10% crit chance, awarded for outstanding mediocrity. And then my manuscript, which is an on-use item, which is what the E key is for. Converts next 3 attacks to flurries of paper. The student work was happily destroyed before boring anyone else. Alright, well I don't have any money, so let's keep going. Let's go ahead and roll. Your roll can be manipulated pretty much in any direction while you're rolling, which is very useful. It's very useful for avoiding enemies and trying to stay away from things. This guy blows bubbles, not that big of a deal. These guys throw attacks. Alright, that guy that's spitting red bubbles is actually a... You can consider him like a hero unit from Diablo. And you generally want to kill him. His bubbles actually home, and his bubbles will actually stop your shots. Also, unless you get that one thing that I showed off on my lessons or whatever, you cannot attack while rolling, so be careful about that. Anyway, when you level up, you will get the choice of 2 random perks for the pretty much. So right now our choices are a Clockwork Orphanage, plus 20% attack speed. Well, this does mean it will be over quicker too. Then we got the Hound of the Eraser Vills, plus 10 damage. Bonus is enemies are twice as likely to drop chalk. Ugh, that child slobbers. Administrators. I'm gonna go ahead and go for plus 10 damage and chalk, so that way if I ever get chalk I can use it. So there we go, and we got it. And also every hero unit you take out will always drop an item. So we got the Gourmet Turtle. I'll go ahead and look that up directly. Plus 10 resist. Students attempting to rescue turtles from kitchen staff will, like Sarah E., deeply regret it. So yeah, this is a very kind of unique art style sort of setting for the game. Ah, spike things! These spike things will actually break like desk and stuff, which can be useful for freeing up like this coin that was hidden behind them. And this red door here means it's going towards a boss, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Ah! And just like in, what's that game called? Rogue Legacy, there are challenge rooms. This one is I just have to survive. There's some that you have to get to the chest in a certain amount of time, another one where you just have to kill all enemies, and other things. Alright. Fragile Bear. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Max Resist. Destroyed after taking 120 damage. Students feeling troubled may visit the animal room for reassurance. These items are kind of interesting because they're temporary. So right now I have 100% resist until I take 120 damage. There's also one for critical strike, and then there's also one for something else. I don't remember what it was. Pretty much if you can get those and you can hold on to them, it's really useful, because I mean you get 100%. So can't get better than that. There are hidden rooms in this game, but they are pretty much kind of given away pretty easily by just, well, I'll show them when I get there, if I ever find them. So you don't have to worry about things like bombing walls or anything like that. When we do run into a secret, it's going to require me to walk through a wall, and that's pretty much it. Okay, well that's pretty much it. Oh, I'm saying pretty much it a lot. Anyway, let's go to this boss. Ah, the chalk. So the boss is this little girl that's walking through the chalkboards. Chalk clouds hurt. Fireballs hurt. There we go. Pretty much 2 little phases here. How much damage do you do? No. Not enough. Alright, now something else to note about every one of these bosses. Every one of these bosses has an achievement attached to them. And you generally want to do these achievements because it unlocks things or gets you lots of credits. So I will be trying to get that as soon as I stop dying. The game is actually pretty good about telling you about what achievements are there. Pretty much every time you fight a boss, you'll unlock a little thing about him. Alright, chalk. Got it. Simply erase. Finish off some harmless markings with a chalk cloud. Reward, shyness. So now we have the shyness lesson. Also, every time you beat a boss, you'll get access to some stuff. Awakening. This is all the same stuff. Okay. Pretty much just going to be stuff about every chapter and so forth. Anyway, some harmless markings. Before the adults disappeared, Reagan had a gift for engaging her classmates with her popular chalkboard games. While the administrators frown on most student attempts at leisure, they seemed pleased with her initiative. It was only after several weeks that it became difficult to ignore the odd fates and accidents later befalling those who joined in Reagan's fun. While the administrators pooh-poohed initial reports of immolation, disintegration, and paralytic insanity, even they eventually had to order the games discontinued. The final straw was likely the fate of unfortunate Nicholas Ellenwick, dragged into a wall by spectral hands just seconds after Reagan defeated him in tic-tac-toe. And pretty much you'll always get this every time you beat a boss, and below them they'll tell you what you need to do for their achievement if you hadn't done that already. And more than likely you're going to be fighting most of these bosses more than once. Anyway, I came back here just to use the juice box and then head on out. Okay. You get graded based off your how fast you do things and how many times you got hit. I did take a lot of damage in this one, so I only got a C. Usually I get D's, so allowing it to continue would be cruel. All right, onwards. Now I can actually choose where I want to go from here. Oh, I can't use the mouse. How annoying. Anyway, so we got the Cleggan Kitchens of Foreboding and the Grieving Culinary Halls. And each of them will have, you can actually see what sort of traits the stage has. Like for example, this one has Sensitive, which means everyone takes extra damage. And this one has nothing. It also tells you kind of the general area. Both of them are in the cafeteria. And both of them have Brogs as the type of enemy. Essentially, all the enemies are separated into, like, I guess, group types. You got the Brogs, there's this other type I don't remember that involves a lot of, like, weird magical stuff. But for the most part, we're going to be fighting nothing but Brogs. Anyway, the staircase ahead leads to a kitchen floor. These represent the social center of the house, where students gather together to cook and serve each other food, whether tossing knives to each other to set the table or balancing a cauldron of boiling stew. They approach their task with an anxious energy. Shirkers are encouraged to join in by their peers, as none want to risk time in one of the ice boxes. The kitchens, perhaps more than any other, represent a triumph of Edgewood's values. The steps are littered with rags and scraps of paper, signs of a Brogue encampment. Chunks of the banister are missing, and someone's been prying up the nails from the floor. Hunger and desperation have driven these students to hunt in packs with improvised weapons. Stay away from the shadows and you'll be fine. We assure you that these are some of the friendliest students at Edgewood. Alright, and both of them have the same description, so the only difference here is the sign tacked on the wall says, due to architectural irregularities, all inhabitants and visitors of this floor are more vulnerable to pain. Probably a hoax. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, because it means we deal more damage, but we take more damage. Alright, here we are. Alright. These guys are little hoppy slimes. And these things here, if you shoot them, they shoot out a shockwave. Gotta be careful about those. Bubble guy, you're nothing. So yeah, it's a lot faster to kill these guys now. I have 5 coins, so I can actually upgrade if I want to. I'm not going to do that. I can upgrade my juice box, rather. I'm not going to do that just yet. There's one little achievement that does involve the juice boxes, which I'll be trying to do. Alright, these little stoves here will shoot out trailing fire that will chase you. They'll eventually despawn, and then they'll just shoot another wave. Okay. So these guys just walk at you, and then they will begin to run at you at random intervals. What do we have here? Fragile glassware, max crit chance. Destroyed after taking 90 damage. Students dropping the glassware will eat directly from group cauldrons. So now I have max crit. Max crit plus sensitive means pretty much times 4 damage. Which means I am practically one-shotting everything. That's why I like going to sensitive places. Just like the teddy bear, this thing will wear off after 100 damage or so. Now these stages actually have weird traits to them, which we haven't yet seen. Probably because I'm going through them too quickly. That or I maybe imagined it when I played it. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So yeah, all my shots do crit damage. It's really useful. 5 damage. That's not gonna work. Oops. Who's the bully now? Deal over 400 damage with a basic attack on an enemy. Record 50 credits. So I got an achievement, got 50 credits out of it. Which is actually really useful. It's also why I like doing these, because it means I can do a lot more achievements. Okay, as I lay dying, I get stronger. Plus 10% attack speed, deal 30% more damage when below 20% life. It's 5 extra seconds of life. Use them to reflect on your feelings. The Kite Runner kites. 10%, plus 10% move speed, gain 20% move speed when not damaged for 5 seconds. Cowardice has found its champion. Okay, I actually kind of want the move speed, so I'll take that. And it looks like I'm about to fight this boss, so I'll go fight this boss. Oh god, this guy. Alright, the achievement for this guy is to beat him without ever leaving the light. Which is really, really hard to do, because it's really hard to avoid any of his attacks. There you go, see? Defeat this guy without leaving the light. Besides that, though, he's pretty easy, because all you have to do is just avoid the attacks and stay away from him. But the achievement is a little bit of a pain. Alright. The Candelabra of Longing is a large chandelier that hangs above one of the main assembly halls. Students, against the recommendations of their peers, will sometimes scribble a request on slips of paper and toss them up to burn in the candles. Rumor has it that the lantern will grant these requests, but at some unknown cost to the supplicant. While the administrators claim that the practice is just one of the unique and harmless traditions that set Edgewood apart, naysayers point to the worrisome hand-like shapes in the flames and the way that the chains don't actually connect to anything on the ceiling. Huh. And we also unlocked a new lesson from that, so yay. Okay. Unfortunately, I took a lot of damage there. Yeah, more damage than I really care to do. But I think I'll just keep going. Not worry about the details. So yeah, I made a D, but I did get 3 credits. Well done. Can't wait to see what happens in the first 10 seconds of the next floor. Okay. Okay. So we got Grim Kitchens and the Weeping Culinary Halls. Still cafeteria. So it's all still the same. Okay. There's a slight difference. This one actually has woundworts instead of brogs. The threatening drawings of the landing above look rather recent, as do the poorly spelled messages carved into the steps. Are those shards of bone scattered across the wood? No, surely not. Despite their reputation, we are sure that you'll find the woundwort's gentle and generous host, provided that they don't hear, see, or smell you. And this one has power struggle. You can't help but notice that the walls are covered with campaign posters. It seems there are a lot of potential leaders up ahead. Ah, that's what they call them. The hero units are known as leaders. So I'm going to actually go to this one because I actually want a lot of items. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, still good on time, so we'll keep going. Now, even though we're fighting the same enemies, they do get stronger with every floor you go up. Don't worry, we do fight other types of enemies. It's just a matter of getting to them. Which, very much like Binding of Isaac, expect me to die a lot. If I can take 7 damage, I'll be happy. Ah, here it is. Excuse me. Would you mind sticking around here for a bit? Yes, we'd like you to mediate a dispute we have been having. They're claiming that one of the belongs to the potatoes belong in their sack. If you have a few weeks to hear us out, yeah, we'll get started next Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the stuff here talks. It's freaky. Alright, so we got a champion trash can over there, which will shoot a spread shot. The shots in this game will always aim at you, as far as I can tell. So if you want to, you can do very basic raise dodging if you really want to. Oh, barely avoided that. It looks like we got ourselves a fancy thing over there. Oh, and shock. Awesome. Raise general anxiety, plus 6% dodge. We think I can't read that fast. We think he would be happy to know of his lasting contribution to future student research. Hear ye, hear ye. The potatoes in this sack, by popular vote per our laws, declare war on the potatoes in that sack. No! To arms! To arms! We can't really move, can we? So yes, war with potatoes. Alright, should I test the damage? Let's find out. 3 damage. Oh, that's so close. I need to take 4 damage. There is method to my madness, honest. I'm gonna take 4 damage. Actually, I need to take more than 4 damage. I lied. The reason I'm trying to take damage on purpose is I'm actually trying to get my life to a certain number. Great, I'm at exactly 50. That's not useful. Unfortunately, right now I don't have enough juice to do what I need to do. There we go. What do we got here? Annoying metal puzzle. Plus 30% slow on hit. This should keep you quiet for a few minutes. Try not to eat it. Oh. Run, 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 run. Challenge room, challenge room, challenge room. Oh, I dodged that. I am amazing. Got it. Oh, good. Empowers juice boxes. There's also items that don't actually do anything until you do a special requirement while having them equipped, which I'll probably eventually show off as well. How much damage do you do? 3. Alright, I'm doing math in my head, sorry. So if I take, what, 5 hits or so, it'll put me at 879, 76, yeah, it's not enough. It's a really annoying achievement because you have to take damage to do it. But if you get it, it's kind of worth it almost. Oh, Doctor's Note. Juice boxes heal 50% more. Fantastic. That's actually really good. Only students with appropriate documents may lick juice boxes. I think that was everything. Yep. Ooh, juice box. Looks like I'm running out of time. That's annoying. I need to take more than 3. What about this? 6 damage. Ooh, another juice box. Oh, and there's a trash can there I didn't see. How much did this do? Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright. If they heal for 50% more, how much is that? Because I have 25, which means that would be an additional 12? So that's 37? Experiment time! I lose my items and it's gonna suck. Yeah, you can actually use those traps on other people. Alright. Great expectations of juice boxes. Plus 15 life. Enemies are twice as likely to drop juice boxes. Tepid, fake, and generally loathsome, just like the juice we serve them. Coins and punishment. Plus 10% move. Plus 1 damage for each Edgewood meritorious token in possession. In other words, the tokens. Your avarice is unbecoming. That's actually pretty interesting if you never buy anything, I guess. But no. I think I want more juice boxes, since that'll give me more opportunities to heal. Sorry. Alright, so I'm down 36 right now. I'm down 42. I'm at 73. Now I'm at 111. Oh, I get 38. Great. That makes my math even more difficult. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this a video while I'm doing math in my head. So, I am The Depressed Eeyore, and this was our Darker Purpose. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.